Hey, why all the doom and gloom, people? We should be celebrating. 3 elements down, 1 to go.
One cycle ending means a beginning anew. It's time for defending, and she's got some work to do. Restoring the balance in elemental succession. I think she's up for the challenge. This is the rise of a legend. I'm saying one cycle ending means a beginning anew. It's time for defending, and she's got some work to do. Restoring the balance in elemental succession. I think she's up for the challenge. This is the rise of a legend. So now it's time to play a deadly game of politics. And Tarlak's on the rise, so is Korra, who we now enlist.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Kenobi here. Just if you're wondering what that song was, that was The Legend of Korra Book 1 rap by The Infinite Source. Go check out his channel. He really makes good raps, and he makes rap versus videos. Alright, so Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 1. Alright, so as you can tell, I mean, like everyone else, I've been excited for this pretty much ever since I saw the trailer, and I knew we were getting a damn good season and a good series finale. So let's see what we can find out from this first episode. Now, before I start, this may contain major spoilers on what has happened from the last season. So if you don't want to hear them, I suggest you go watch the episode so you can find out and come back and hear what I have to say. Alright? Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, immediately, I actually thought that this was going to open with the flashback from the last season, but it doesn't. It actually opens with the opening, and it opens with the announcer, telling us what has happened in 3 years with Republic City. We see that, the Air Nation have created Air Nation troops that go around the Ba Sing Se and trying to make everything right, because now Ba Sing Se is worse. I mean, they've able to get some of it under control, but it's more like a Western, like there's bandits coming in and stealing everything they want and just knocking up the places and leaving a lot of innocent bystanders and people either homeless, or starving, or just without any supplies at all. We also see that Korra has a park named after her, and we also see that the spiritual halls are now a zoo, so people go there and they visit the spirits. But where we're gonna dive in, we cut to the opening, where we see that there's a big charity event going on for Asami from Future Industries. She has rebuilt the train, and it's able to go pretty much like a modern train. And we see her cut the ribbon, and then we get to see her reunite with Mako, who is now a bodyguard for the prince, who is named Wu. And he's sort of what I love about Prince Wu. I always thought he was going to be this nice, well-organized man. But no, he's actually like a modern-day kid. He's hitting on Asami, trying to get her to go out with him. He's pretty clumsy, and he's pretty stupid, actually. There's a scene where he thinks he's allergic to strawberry pie, but it's bees. I like that, I really do. We see Asami and Mako talking like old times, but what's interesting is we don't see Bolin there, and as we cut to the next shot, we see that Bolin is actually a lieutenant for this commander. I think her name is Kaiva, or Kava. It's really hard to pronounce this woman's name, I'm not kidding you, and I like this woman. I thought she was going to be the villain, but we'll see. She is a badass, guys. There's a scene where, they have to stop the train because they spot bandits, and instead of sending her troops out, she goes out there to take them out. And what I like about it, it's a chance to see the action. There's pretty much no slow pacing. It cuts right into the action, and I like that. We get to see her just row these metal magnets that attach. Sort of, metal magnets. So I guess she's a metal bender, and she ties them to their faces and to their legs, and there's this one scene where she's able to use the magnets against an oncoming rock, and she's able to clap her hands together and crush it with her bare hands, or split it apart down the middle. And this woman you don't want to fuck with. And you see that, she's able to rehabilitate these people, but in her own twisted way. Now, I can't tell if she's going to be the villain of this season or not. It's really, it's not clear cut. She just wants to do everything she can to try and restore the balance for Ba Sing Se, whether her methods are unorthodox or not. And we see Kai and Mobile, Kai from the last season and Mobile, who is Bolin's girlfriend. We see them intercepting these bandits who are robbing this place, and they're talking to the governor. And this place they're sent to, it's shit. It's almost like a deserted western town. It's just like that. We also get to spend a little more time with each character and seeing what they've done for the past 3 years, and I like that. I like how we jump in straight to that, because usually with time jumps like this, usually it'll make the mistake and just keep all these characters bland, or they're hopeless, or they miss doing stuff. But no, this is like pretty much you see them and they're doing different things to help out. And I like that. They're doing their parts to help out, and they all miss each other. The only two who aren't doing that is, I guess the only one who isn't is Asami, because she's still working at Future Industries to try and make the world a better place, for technology's sake. And I like that. Now, if you're probably wondering, okay, that's fine, I liked how we get to spend a little time with the characters and see what they're doing, but the question is, what is Korra up to? Well, I'll get to that at the end. So, continuing on with Kovai, Bolin, Kai, and Ubu, they all meet together, and it turns out that, Kovai is there to help. But she can only help them if the governor signs this contract. And we see, and he tells us that he'll never do it. So pretty much what the contract is, that they'll agree to help them, but only if Korva and the others get control and are able to supervise their town and see what's going on. And the governor does not like this, so he agrees not to. But in a later scene where the bandits steal the food that Kai and Ubu are delivering to that town, they have no choice. And I like that, it really builds up tension, like what's going to happen. Also, we get to spend a lot of time with each character. I think the main theme of this first episode is nothing but seeing the characters grow up and doing whatever they can to help out. And I like that. We're not just seeing them all hanging around or having flashbacks. We're seeing them do something. And that's what really makes this episode fly off the roof. Now, let's go ahead and get to Korra. So, Korra is actually, talked about all through this first episode. The announcer says she's coming back. Everyone is excited that she's coming back. So then when we finally, when Tenzin and the others hear that a Water Nation ship has arrived, they are excited because it's Korra. But it's not Korra. It's just her father and Korra's pet polar bear. And it turns out that Korra was not on that ship, because everyone's confused. Where is she? But her father says that she left the Water Tribe 6 months ago and went back to Republic City. But they didn't notice her. So then, just as it zooms out, we see Korra in an earthbending fight cage match. It's sort of like Fight Club, or in that episode of Justice League Unlimited where superheroes or supervillains fight in this all-out arena to the death. It's just like that. And we see Korra is a little older. She's about 20 years old in this season, because in the last seasons she was 17. So yeah, that's how old she is. Or 21, because I think she was 18 in the third season. I don't know, you guys figure that out. But she is in her early 20s. And we see her, she's going through hell to try and regain, that sense of what it was like to help people. Because if you saw the season finale in the 3rd episode, she was left crippled and broken, but she was happy now that she inspired so many people to take a stand and do whatever they can to help out, however they could. And I really do like that, you know? It just gives her a sense of, yes, I did what I had to do. But then we see her 3 years later, she's just turned up, she's in her early 20s, and she's just going through hell, trying to, you know, regain her fighting spirit. And we see that this guy, you know, just kicks her ass, and then we see, you know, the guy pays her, and she just goes around. So she's sort of like a traveler. She's sort of still broken, but not as broken as Bruce Wayne was in The Dark Knight. And don't even get me started on that, and I'm just thankful we don't get that. So yeah, so the episode ends where she says she doesn't know where the Avatar is. Maybe she left for a good reason. And that's just pretty it. And it ends just like that. And that was a pretty damn good way to end it. It doesn't end on a chipper or happy ending. It ends still on a puzzling, dark ending. And I think what we're going to notice from this season is going to be the best out of all the 3 seasons. Sort of like how this one was. Hold on, guys. Sort of like how this one was, this season, you know, it was the best out of the last Airbender seasons, and it really shows that this is going to follow the same formula, but do it in its own way. And I like that. I really do. Oh, hold on. There we go. So, yes, it really is a breath of fresh air to see this new season start off with just giving us everything. But I like how it doesn't... It takes its time. It's not completely slow. It's the right amount of pacing. Balance is probably going to be the key thing in this entire season. And it's really... It fits the mood, actually. It fits the ironic situation that this is nothing... That Korra is doing everything she can to bring balance to not only herself, but the world. And... Again, Michael and Brian did a fantastic job as always. Now, again, this is just the first episode, but I'm really hoping the rest of the season is like this. And as I said in my last video, when I reviewed the trailer, all I want is for this to end on the same experience. I want this season to give us the experience, the hype, you know, all of that from this season. Because this season ended on a 4-parter that is still, to this day, one of the most legendary ways to end a show. And it really shows it. So, again, I don't want just 13 episodes, Michael and Brian. We want 21 or 26, or hell, even 30 episodes. Because I feel like Michael and Brian are going to try and get everything out. They want to give us everything they can. But not too much. But we'll see about that. So, yeah, guys, that's my review of Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 1. I really enjoyed it, you know, the mood, you know, the atmosphere, you know, it was just nice to see these characters again and see what they're doing with their lives, and I like that, you know, so this is how a time jump should be done right. It shouldn't just be like, oh, you know, they're old, they're much older, they're depressed and they're obsessive. You know, no, they're the same as we saw them, but they're just a little older, and I like that. So yeah, guys, if I had to rate this, I would probably give this a 9 out of 10. Now, before you say that I'm giving a pilot episode the highest, it's not a pilot, guys. It's a continuation of what happened in the last season. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be sure to keep reviewing these episodes each and every Friday. And yeah, guys, so that's about it. Again, go watch this. I'm really excited, and I'm really curious to see where they're going to take this. So yeah, guys, that's about it. This is Richard Kenobi saying take care. May the Force be with you.
It's time to defend me, and she's got some work to do. Restoring the balance in elemental succession. I think she's up for the challenge. This is the rise of a legend.